that's just one of the many, many stories that walked through Teen Challenge's doors and walked back out again. We've got another testimony coming up in a minute. Graham asked me to share just like Jesse did on Friday, so I didn't really have heaps of time to prepare. But instead of like giving a testimony or something like that, because you're gonna get another one soon, I thought I'd just write about, and I'm not sure this is the crowd for it maybe, but I thought I'd just write about something from sort of my personal experiences lately in my walk. Some of the things I've been wrestling with and struggling with, and I'll just read from the paper. So, look, the work Teen Challenge does is incredible, and the work you see the Lord do in these men's lives is nothing short of miracles. But the work doesn't end in Teen Challenge. The hard part and the most important part comes after you graduate. There's that many traps out there for blokes who find themselves back into the world after spending a year in this environment where you're sheltered and you can recover and you can work on yourself and you're free to pursue your own health. When other things start coming in and you've got bills and this and that and the other thing, you can find yourself falling into all sorts of traps. And, you know, these traps are worldly and like the temptation to return to our old ways, financial troubles, whatever it is. But the traps are also spiritual as well. Ephesians 6:12 says, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, and against spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places." When I was writing this the other day, I wasn't really sure how it would go. I'm not sure if my intent was to encourage people, or if it was just to point out pitfalls, or if it was just speaking about something that the Lord's put on my heart. But I think it's just the last one. I just am sharing what I've been thinking about lately. It's good. So this is something that I've been falling victim to a bit lately. Look, when you spend time in the program, you're attempting to sort of rid yourself of addiction, and the truest and most sound method is to seek the Lord and His strength and His love, and to lean on Him in your own weakness. Chronicles 16:11 says, "Look to the Lord and His strength and seek His face always." And I don't think there's anyone in this room that could argue with why that's a good idea. But it's amazing that the Lord loves us so dearly that He calls us out of the grave and gives us the strength to forge onward. But I've recently found myself into this really crappy habit. I've actually found myself reducing my experience with the Lord, and reducing prayer and supplication and all of it. And I've been reducing God to like a tool to vent my frustrations, to seek strength, and to draw from, as opposed to be in relationship with. I see Him as this thing I can get something out of in a weird way. I use Him as a method of self-evaluation and that kind of thing. And on the surface, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with leaning on God, and there's nothing wrong with seeking Him and His Word and for His strength and motivation. But what I've been doing is I've been saying to God, this is what I want, and I know you can help me, and you've done all this for me so far, and I need you to keep going. Which I know can happen. God is the provider of all good things. And, this isn't to say that I'm ungrateful for the richness and fullness that He's provided for me at all. I'm so grateful. But do you know what I haven't really been saying? Well, occasionally, but not as often as I should be. You know what I haven't really been saying in my prayers? It's like, God, what do you need me to do for you? And what's your plan for my day? And what are your goals for me? And how do I help build your kingdom? And how do I shine Christ through myself to the world around me? And how do I best fight whatever's going on, whatever spiritual problems I'm facing? That gets put to the side because I've got my own goals and my own needs and my own career path and whatever's going on. Because for a while now in my mind, my plans have taken the place of God's plans. My plans became more important, and what I want for my life has been more important than what God wants for my life. Obviously this could be just a me problem, but this is what I've been thinking about. So if this is sort of something that's resonated with you a little bit, I'd definitely encourage you to join me in this sort of rough and tumble way that I'm trying to work myself through it, because I'm not very disciplined spiritually or otherwise. I'm attempting to turn the way I pray into an act of submission rather than an act of asking for charity. And, you know, I say it's rough and tumble. Our program manager, Darren, has this thing he says a lot, which is progress, not perfection. So as long as you're trying, and as long as you're making the effort, and as long as you're taking the steps, that's all you can do. That's all you can be asked to do, especially in a situation like this. So, look, I'd like to reiterate that there's absolutely nothing wrong with leaning on God for your troubles, but when it becomes this, like, one-way street, it's not awesome. God has changed the lives of many of the blokes that have come through the gates of Teen Challenge, whether they've relapsed or not. They still know the Lord. And they know what right is and what wrong is. And they know the truth. And that's the best thing about it. And he's done that for Jesse, and he's done that for Joel, and he's done that for David, who you're about to hear from. So thank you for listening to the words the Lord has put on my heart today. Thank you for supporting the ministry of Teen Challenge, because the Lord truly has his hand on that place, like 100%. And this verse, I wanted to close with this verse from Habakkuk 3. Verse 19, it says, "The sovereign Lord is my strength, and he makes my feet like the feet of a deer, and he enables me to tread on the heights." And I'd also be remiss, because Graham's not here, typically he'd want to tell you that any donation over $2 is tax deductible.